Football is a sport of the brightest dreams, but also the darkest nightmares. One day, you are delighted by the brilliance of a superstar player, and the next you want him out of your club. Many great talents arise, but only a few make it to the top levels, and even fewer players rise to the elite level they desire. Although they might make their mark on history, they usually fall far off from their true potential. Still, many of these players were absolutely unstoppable in their prime. Welcome to Football Pro. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 players who were totally unstoppable in their prime. This channel is dedicated to bringing you awesome, regular content in and around the beautiful game of football. Let's dive in. Eden Hazard. Hazard was truly living his dreams as he kissed the white shirt in front of 50,000 fans at the Santiago Bernabeu. But not even Hazard was as delighted as the Los Blancos faithful who had endured their worst season in ages and hoped the Belgian would make the club shine once more. Hazard has won 5 trophies, including 2 La Liga titles and the 2021-22 UEFA Champions League. Great, right? On the downside of reality, he has played just 74 matches for Real, many of them as a substitute, and managed just 7 goals and 12 assists in his 4 years in the Spanish capital. He truly is a shadow of himself, despite being among the very best attackers in the world for many years. The good old days were very good, too good, but they are far gone now. Eden burst onto the football scene from the youth ranks of Lille in 2008, where he quickly made his mark as the youngest goal scorer in club history. That season, Hazard became the first international player to win the UNFP Young Player of the Year award and repeated the feat the next season, making another record as the first footballer to win it twice. Belgium's young demon was tearing up France and became the center of attraction in Europe. Eden's 3rd season totally blew up the hype jet as the 20-year-old phenomenon guided Lille to their first league triumph since 1954. That season, Hazard became the youngest player to win the Ligue 1 Best Player award and repeated the feat the following season, which would be his last at Lille. After racking up over 100 goals and assists over 4 seasons, 21-year-old Hazard would depart for Chelsea. Hazard's career at Stamford Bridge would kick off brilliantly as he helped deliver the Europa League title in the 2012-2013 season. A fruitful partnership with Diego Costa was delivered in 2014-2015 Premier League title, and Hazard claimed the PFA Player of the Year award. But the next season left a very sour taste in everyone's mouth as Hazard went 30 matches straight without a goal, and also had friction with Mourinho. Although Hazard finished the campaign with only 6 goals and assists, he managed to steal the headlines by putting on a masterful display to deny London rivals Tottenham the title crown, which led to Leicester's triumph instead. 2016-17 was the year Hazard cemented his Chelsea legacy. He scored 16 league goals to deliver another Premier League title. The next season was less eventful for Hazard, but he still guided Chelsea to another silverware with the only goal to defeat Manchester United in the final. At the 2018 World Cup, Eden Hazard was a different beast. He captained the Red Devils to a 3rd-place finish, leading the way with incredible performances. In a team with Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku all in their prime, he truly cooked, racking up 3 goals and 2 assists in total. He broke the record for most successful dribbles in a World Cup game since 1966 and bagged the silver ball just behind Luka Modric. Hazard's legendary status got even bigger as he pushed Chelsea to a Europa League title the next season with a goal and 2 assists in the final. The perfect goodbye. In that same season, he joined an elite company of players, Henry Cantona Letessier, to record 15 goals and 15 assists in one league season. He also clinched the Premier League Playmaker of the Season award. Sadly, it would be the last time the world would experience Hazard in his prime. At the end of his illustrious career with the Blues of London, he had made over 200 goals and assists in 352 appearances and won 6 titles. Gareth Bale. If anything, Gareth Bale is one of the most underrated attackers of the past decade. Perhaps because the end of his career was mauled by injuries, coach friction, form issues, and just some plain bad choices. But the man was a monster in his prime. His fairy tale tale saw him go from a left back at Southampton to breaking the world record transfer fee in 6 years. Bale showed his true form after the 21-year-old left back scored a hat-trick at the San Siro. Tottenham had gone 4-0 down to reigning champions Inter within the first 35 minutes, but Bale's monstrous pace and stinging finishes reduced the deficit to 4-3. He would deliver a sequel masterclass to seal a 3-1 win in the return leg. Now the world had eyes on this blazing Welsh dragon. He bagged many individual goodies in the 2010-11 season, including the Welsh Player of the Year, and was voted PFA Players Player of the Year. His manager had seen enough of him in defense and converted him to a full attacker. Over the next 2 seasons, Bale's incredible pace, heading abilities, free kick goals, and spectacular goals made him a fan favorite at Tottenham. Bale ended the 2012-13 season with a haul of the PFA Players Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, and FWA Footballer of the Year awards. He was the first player since Cristiano Ronaldo achieved this feat. In the summer of 2013, Real Madrid came calling, and Bale completed a world record transfer to the Santiago Bernabeu. This was a massive step for Bale as he joined a club that had made the UCL semifinals 3 seasons in a row and was fervently pushing for La Decima. Bale's injury problems initially took the spotlight as he played irregularly in the first half of the season. Once the cannon got into his stride, he formed the world's deadliest attacking trident with Ronaldo and Benzema. Real Madrid was missing Cristiano Ronaldo for the Copa del Rey final. Enter the Welsh Dragon. Bale scored the winning goal with an iconic run that left Barcelona in shambles. Over the next few months, Bale delivered masterclass after masterclass to secure Real Madrid's first final in 12 years. On that fateful day, Real Madrid found their equalizer after Sergio Ramos's header in the 93rd minute of injury time, but it was Bale's extra-time goal that secured the trophy. After a fairy tale debut season at Real Madrid, Gareth Bale would continue to deliver iconic performances and crucial goals, but injuries slowed down his potential. He would win the Champions League three-peat with Real Madrid with 3 goals and assists, including that goal versus Liverpool. But his performance at the 2016 Euros would elevate him to a hero in his country. In that tournament, he recorded 3 goals and 2 assists to push Wales into the semi-finals after beating Belgium in the quarters. Oh, by the way, a lot of hard work and care goes into these videos, so if you could help us out and click that lovely subscribe button, we'd greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up too. Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba established himself as one of the most iconic players of the past decade. He began his career as a youth player in Manchester United's academy. Some years later, a 19-year-old Pogba switched United's red for Juventus's monochrome in search of greener pastures. That very season, Manchester United missed him very little and won the league. However, the split was even more memorable for Paul Pogba. The youngster blossomed into one of the game's finest midfielders. Besides his dab dances and trademark hairstyles, Pogba became a foundational member of Juventus as they clinched 4 consecutive league titles, 2 Coppa Italia, 2 Supercoppa Italia, and reached the Champions League final in 2015. On a personal level, his efforts were rewarded with 2015 FIFPro Turin and UEFA Team of the Year spots. Pogba stayed at Turin for another season and won the last of 4 league titles in outstanding fashion, with 12 assists and 8 goals to his name. The next season, Pogba made the most expensive return in football after completing a world record transfer to Old Trafford. After a slow start, Pogba proved crucial to Manchester United's trophy haul of the League Cup and Europa League title. But the following season would be turbulent for the Frenchman at Manchester. It was the 2018 World Cup that became his crowning moment as he played his heart out on the pitch. He scored in the final to win France's first World Cup since 1998. Dele Alli. Nowadays, it is easy to label Dele Alli as a footballer who lives out his professional days in Turkey and makes headlines for all the wrong reasons. A few years ago, that was not the case. In fact, when the bright-eyed 19-year-old started ripping the Premier League apart, there were no reservations about comparing him to the greats. His fantastic season with MK Dons saw him score 16 goals and 9 assists to secure the club's promotion to the Championship. The Sharks came for his ripe talent, and Tottenham won the race for his signature in a £5 million deal. And the price quickly became a bargain after Ali scored 10 goals and recorded 9 assists in his debut Premier League campaign, which earned him the PFA Young Player of the Year award. Dele Alli quickly became the face of a new Tottenham. He was fearless on the ball and a smiling devil off it. Over the next 2 seasons, the 21-year-old recorded an outstanding 60 goals and assists. He also established himself as England's next best thing and reached the World Cup 2018 semi-finals under Gareth Southgate. The next season would be Tottenham's first UCL final in history, but a horrific campaign for Dele, who went through grueling periods of injuries, suspensions, and off-pitch drama. He would spiral down the club's pecking order and later find himself unwanted at White Hart Lane, where he once ruled. Neymar Jr. For a couple of years, Neymar Jr. delighted the fans of Brazil with dazzling dribbles and spectacular goals. After a couple of years with Santos, the 21-year-old Neymar departed his home country with over 200 goals and assists to his name. He had turned Europe upside down before eventually signing for Barcelona in the summer of 2013. His first season was not as expected. Barcelona went trophyless despite top contributions from Neymar and Lionel Messi. The 2014 World Cup would see Neymar dazzle the world in his home, but a grueling injury ended his tournament as Brazil imploded after losing their main star. Neymar's hunger was unleashed in the next season when he and Messi were joined by Luis Suarez for the infamous MSN trio. He scored 39 goals and assisted 10 goals to secure the treble for Barcelona, including a goal in the final. He scored 10 goals in the UCL that season as the joint top scorer with Messi and Ronaldo. Neymar came third place in the 2015 Ballon d'Or rankings behind Messi and Ronaldo. The next season, he chipped in 31 goals and 23 assists for Barca's double in 15/16. His goals and assists also helped MSN make the record for goals scored by a trio, 131. He would continue performing on an elite level for Barcelona as he showed in the comeback against PSG and scored his 105th goal for the club in the Copa del Rey final victory over Sevilla. That was his final goal. After 4 seasons, he swapped Camp Nou for PSG's Parc des Princes, but his best years were forever in Barcelona. Thanks so much for sticking around until the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it, but why stop now? Click this video right here for more awesome content.